What's going on, Javi Lobby? It's your boy Javier with the Javier Show. Make sure you say it twice. All right, so Tom Macdonald made a song called "If I Was Black." I haven't heard it. Original reaction, like I always do, and we're gonna get into it. And I'm gonna just tell you my first impression. I think this song is gonna be awesome and very controversial, but we're gonna see. Maybe I have the wrong intentions here, but we're gonna find out. So without further ado, let's get into it.
1 in a million to 1 billion. Too hot to be in the kitchen, I'll end up melting the ceiling.
All right, so If I Was Black by Tom Macdonald. No need to procrastinate. Let's jump right into the mix. Whew. One sec.
If I was black, probably wouldn't with anyone who's white, because that slavery would honestly always be on my mind. If I
Oh, shit. Tom Macdonald says, if I was black, I probably wouldn't F with anybody. If I was white, that slavery stuff would always be on my mind. Like, oh, man. I'm guessing that this is leading to a point because I'm black. Just to throw that out there, if y'all can't tell, I'm not wearing blackface or nothing here. I'm just saying that I mess with a lot of white people. To me, race doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your ancestors did. It doesn't matter what color you are, where you're from. And I'm pretty sure Tom Macdonald doesn't feel that way either. I'm guessing he's making a point here. But let's see what my boy got to say.
wouldn't with anyone who's white, because that slavery would honestly always be on my mind. If I was black, probably wouldn't ever want to drive, because if police pull me over, I might go around and die. If I
Woo! I'm not used to this. I don't know what Tom Macdonald is getting at with this one right here so far. Like I said, I don't feel this way. I know there are a lot of black people who do feel this way. And I think that statistically, when you think about the issue of, police violence on black people compared to, I guess, whites, it is disproportionately black men are killed at higher rates than white people, but also there are more white people killed every year than black people. That's just the facts of the situation. Now, as far as the slavery goes, I'm not necessarily concerned about slavery. I was never a slave. Tom Macdonald never owned slaves, and anybody walking around today in America probably didn't participate in any of that behavior. That's a well-informed assumption on my part, but I'm trying to see where he's going with this. Whew. Tom.
probably wouldn't ever want to drive, because if police pull me over, I might go around and die. If I was black, I won't lie, I'd be scared to walk at night. The whole neighborhood is tripping like I'm out committing crimes.
What? This is not what I expected. Not what I expected at all. Oh, woo! Now you see the visuals. I pay attention to the lyrics, and I pay attention to the music, the beat. And so far, the lyrics are tight. I'm trying to see where it's going, but the visuals so far looks good, and the beat just just hitting. I like it. Let's see what Tom is going with this.
Why? I'd be scared to walk at night. The whole neighborhood is tripping like I'm out committing crimes. I'd be pissed at all these cracker rappers singing about my life. Stole my music, stole my style, give it back, that is mine.
What? If I was black, I rewinded it 10 seconds because, all right. I don't feel like this at all. I know there are plenty of black people who don't feel like this at all. There is a very well-known thing in the media where they like to uplift the black voices who think like this and make it seem as if all black people agree with this message, and that's the way that all black people experience is, and it's just not true. Like, just for the policing, for example, when they came out with the whole defund the police movement, most black people still want police in their communities. Most black people are not on board with the whole defund the police movement. So that's just what the media tries to represent, just like they do with the Latinx word, because most people of Latin descent don't actually resonate with that word. So it's more of the liberal elites pushing this ideology on us. But, I'm thinking that Tom Macdonald right now is trying to paint a picture of saying that you assume that because of my skin color, if my skin color was different, that I would believe and think all of these things. And I know that Tom Macdonald doesn't actually believe this. And I think that's where he's getting at, but we'll see. We'll see.
Walk at night, the whole neighborhood is tripping like I'm out committing crimes. I'd be pissed at all these cracker rappers singing about my life. Stole my music, stole my style, give it back, it is mine.
Now, to be fair, there are a large percentage of the hip-hop culture and community who believes that white people are stealing hip-hop and stealing their sound and stealing their rap and making it their own and, using their style and cultural appropriation in order to make money. Now, I'm not a big fan of the cultural appropriation. Most of y'all already know that. I think that we should gather all the different things that each culture has to offer, because Black people don't necessarily just have a distinct culture. There are cultures within different Black communities, and depending on where you stay and where you come from, same thing with any race, same thing with any country, whatever the case may be. Oh, but there are a lot of Black people who feel this way. That is true.
These cracker rappers singing about my life. Stole my music, stole my style. Give it back, it is mine. If I was Black, just look at the facts. We don't stand a chance. 1 in 3 is locked away. Over half don't know they dead.
Oh, man. Listen. Woo! Woo! Shoot. Y'all got the Javier the Flair coming out. All right, Tom. I see what you're doing here. Oh, man. 1 in 3 of every Black man incarcerated. The single motherhood disaster that's going on in the Black community, and it's going on in a lot of communities, white communities as well, but it's heavily large percentage of the Black community who grew up without a father in the home. That doesn't necessarily mean that they don't know their dad. It doesn't necessarily mean that they don't see their dad or their dad is not active in their life. They just don't have a father in the home, and that is a problem. That is an issue, and definitely I preach this as much as I can at the top of the hilltops. I am 100% for the family unit, and I'm 100% for good fathers raising their children and being in the home with it, because the statistics just bear it out that it's better for a child in any race. Does not matter. Whew, Tom.
My life, stole my music, stole my style. Give it back, it is mine. If I was Black, just look at the facts. We don't stand a chance. 1 in 3 is locked away. Over half don't know they dead. See, white privilege ain't a money thing, but it's white people who are running things. Y'all.
Rewind. Oh, the visual's killing me. I love him. Oh, I like this song. I really like this song.
Over half don't know they dead. See, white privilege ain't a money thing, but it's white people who are running things.
See, white privilege ain't a money thing, but it's white people who are running things. Oh, he is doing a great job at capturing a large percentage of the Black mentality in America, at least from what the media shows you, and at least the people who get the time and the attention to speak on these things, and they're uplifted. But a lot of the Black people who disagree with this mindset are not uplifted and not being put in the spotlight. And those who do decide to dissent from this mindset or speak out against it are considered to be sellouts or voting against their interests or Uncle Toms, and you know the rest of the words, but it's not necessarily always the case. Now, there are some Black people out there who have sold themselves out for the money, and we could probably name a few, but I'm not going there. But he's doing a good job capturing that.
Over half don't know they dead. See, white privilege ain't a money thing, but it's white people who are running things. Y'all benefit from your coloring. My pigment produce suffering. It's all white pride, white power, white lies, white houses, white guys.
Yo, if Tom Macdonald was a Black guy making this song, people would love this song. People would be like, yeah, you're right. The white liberal elites, the people in the Black community who feel like this all day, every day, would be yelling at the top of their lungs that this song is true. This is how it is. This is our experience every single day. But listen, there are more Black millionaires and successful Black people in this country than anywhere in the rest of the world. Yes, there are really multi-millionaire, billionaire Black people who live in other countries. I'm not saying that, but on average, on the whole, as a collective, Black people prosper in America more than they prosper anywhere else in the world. Not only is that the case, Black people, a lot of decisions that Black people make cannot just be chopped up to racism or segregation or slavery. There are people making bad decisions because of bad decisions. There are Black people making good decisions because of good decisions. And it's kind of hard to tie every outcome to what happened in history. So just want to shed light on that.
Whitewashing my brothers, my sisters, my culture while I'm watching. If I was Black, I'd probably hate myself from they say.
Wow.
Sisters, my culture while I'm watching. If I was Black, I'd probably hate myself from they say. Racism made me racist, and I am not the one to blame.
Racism made me racist, and I am not the one to blame. Then who is it to blame? Because racism can affect each and every one of us. Racism can affect Black people who are not even from America. Racism can affect white people. Racism can affect immigrants from Mexico or from Europe or from Africa. It really doesn't matter. Racism can affect everything. But how you choose to react to that racism is completely up to you. You know, I've experienced racism in my life. I'm sure I have, and others have as well. But I don't consider myself to be a racist, and I don't allow myself to carry that hatred forward and accuse a whole race or a whole group of people who look one way or come from a certain class a certain way because of that one person or that other person who did what they did to me. Oh man, this is some golden nuggets in here, man. I gotta extract from it and decipher it. Get it, Tom.
Probably hate myself and they say racism may be racist and I am not the one to blame. Hey, y'all won't say it to my face. In the circles you feel safe. Y'all been using words they made for us when we were slaves. Hey.
The balls and the kahunas on this young man is amazing. It is outstanding. It is astounding. Man, it is so many words that I can just say about the fact that Tom Macdonald goes there. He goes there. He takes it there. And he needs to take it there. And we all need to take it there. This is golden. This is golden. He's getting somewhere.
Hey, wait, whoa. I know that was long ago. If I was black, I'd want my reparation money paid. If I was black.
Man, I'm trying to get where I'm really not understanding where he's getting at with this. I understand the song, but at the same time, I'm wondering if Tom's going to turn it around and make a point that you're not originally getting, because I know that Tom Macdonald doesn't really think like this. So I'm trying to understand, where is he getting? Maybe this is just a song focused on the black mentality, at least with what we understand and see. Maybe he's trying to prove something here. I mean, all these black guys in the video, they're agreeing to this and they're going along with the video. I really want to know what they think. God.
Oh, I know that was long ago. If I was black, I'd want my reparation money paid. If I was black, I'd take the police, I'd take the whole clan, I'd put holes in their sheets.
I like that. I really like that. Oh, this is what I love it when I get a Tom Macdonald song where I love the hook. I really do. Trust me. I always turn on every song when I do a reaction and hope that I get a hook that I really can jam and vibe to. That one hit right. And that one hit right.
The police, I take the whole clan, I put holes in their sheets. If I was black, I put gold on my teeth. So if you think I'm broke, you will know when I speak.
Oh, man. Well, what is it about this whole gold teeth? I got some gold teeth. I got some gold fangs that go in the on the fangs in my mouth. It's not necessarily to be flashy or anything. It was something to go nice with my whole setup when I got married and all of that. And it's not something to say, oh, I got money or whatever. But there is a large percentage of people who feel as if when you get money or when you got something, you have to display that status. And we see this not only with people living in poverty, but we see this with the middle class, we see this with the upper middle class, and we see this with the upper class. There are different ways and different people in their cultures that find a way to show everybody else that they're successful and that they have valuable resources and money and wealth. And they may not do it with the cars or the jewelry or the gold teeth. They might do it with the type of books they have on their bookshelves or the type of yachts they have. It just really doesn't matter. There is a way to display your status in any culture. Now, he's saying specifically that this is a black thing, that black people have adopted these specific things to prove that I am not going through this, that I am not a part of your struggle because I have made it. I am successful. And he's saying if I was black and I was in this mindset and this mentality, I would do the same exact things. Man.
I put gold on my teeth, so if you think I'm broke, you will know when I speak. If I was black, it's my face on a T, R-I-P underneath, on my name next to free.
He is capturing the projects. He's capturing the gangster hip hop type. He's capturing that mindset, that mentality, the popular culture. When you watch a film that they call black film, which I don't know why, and I don't support, but he's capturing that. And this is what he's doing in the song, and he's bringing it to life. And he's saying that if I was black, these are the things that I would accept. These are the things that I would gravitate towards, and this is how I would behave. Now, I don't necessarily agree with it because, like I said, all black people do not feel this way. All black people do not have the same experiences. All black people do not agree on this fundamental reasons why the black experience is the way it is for some people. And it's really hard to say. I don't know where he's getting at with this. Trust me, I really don't. And I know that y'all going to let me know in the comment section. Gosh.
If I was black, I would die in these streets just for speaking my mind because I had a dream. If I was black.
You see that Tom Macdonald's on a black man's body? Oh, this man is not afraid to push those boundaries, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Hangover Gang, y'all are a trip with this one, y'all. I'm be honest with you. I was taking a list of songs that people recommended, and I saw this song come up, and people would say you should react to If I Was Black. And it came after so many different songs, and I just could not wait to get to this one. I really couldn't. I really needed to know, and I was so tempted to go watch this video before I did a reaction to it, but I just couldn't. But this is gold, and the song sounds so good. So good. Y'all get it.
Just to speak in my mind because I had a dream. If I was black. If I was black, probably wouldn't ever do my taxes. Why support a government that persecute my blackness, or pay the wage of law enforcement putting us in caskets, or help to build the prisons that we trapped in?
Man, listen. All right, a couple things to touch on there. All right, if I was black, I probably wouldn't pay my taxes to basically fund the government who's oppressing me for my blackness and things of that sort. I don't know what blackness actually means. I don't think blackness is a thing. I think it's a word they created just enough to say that you are black. And I don't know why, for the life of me, that these people create these extra words that are not really needed. I guess it's just a way of saying that there are black people who do not embrace blackness, whatever the hell that may mean. But I mean, he's capturing it. And if I had to put a label on this is black woke. This is black woke at its finest. The people who really think like this and push these ideas out there. The Tasihana Coat, I can't even say his name, Tasihana Coates or whatever. The whole Black and Proud, the Black Lives Matter movement, the hip hop artist, and he's capturing it with fullness. And look, some of these things are real. Some of these things are true. Black communities are policed at more higher rates than white communities, but we also got to realize that, black men commit over half of the violent crimes in America. You have to account for that. The police have to go where the crime is. We have to talk about these things honestly and deal with them. Every black man who's killed by a police officer is not killed unjustly, and some of them are killed unjustly, and we have to deal with that on an individual case. But there's so much here, so much to dissect, and so much to really focus on. This is deep, though. This is really deep.
Wage of law enforcement putting us in caskets, or help to build the prisons that we trapped in. If I was black, I'd be mad. People glorify the trap while we dying every day, fighting for everything we have.
Man, listen. I'm one of those people. I am so upset that we glorify the trap. I'm so upset that we glorify the bando, or to talk about selling drugs in our neighborhood and pushing poison and negativity that young kids look up to and glorify. I am one of those people who really don't understand for the life of me why we accept this and why we allow this to continue in the black communities. For the life of me, please help me understand. I'm one of those people, and I can resonate with that part. And I think I would feel that way if I wasn't black. If I was any other race, I would still understand that is not helping black people at all. I'm sorry, y'all. I go on a rant, but this one is gold. It's gold. This is Tom Macdonald at his finest.
Mad people glorify the trap while we dying every day, fighting for everything we have. It ain't diamond chains or racks. This is systematic plan. They put us in the ghetto, gave us HIV and crack. If I was black.
All right, so he talks about, put us in the ghetto and things like that. We talk about redlining. Redlining was a real thing that affected a lot of black people, that didn't allow black people to create generational wealth, which caused their children to grow up in certain areas and repeat the same process. That happened. That is real. There is real life effects to that needs to be corrected and fixed. How we fix that is a way we have to approach. And I really think that some of the solutions that are being offered as far as reparations and things will not work, and it is the bad path to go. We got to talk about education and how to better educate young black children growing up in some of these areas, even the white children growing up in some of these areas. We have to be able to address it to the fullest extent that we can, but we have to do it logically. We have to do it with the facts, and we cannot do it from an emotional perspective, because if emotions get involved with politics, it never, ever works. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's a systematic plan. They put us in the ghetto, gave us HIV and crack. If I was black, I'd hate America, appropriate my character, and sell it to Caucasians who wish they were from our area.
See, Tom doesn't feel like this. He doesn't feel like this. He doesn't feel like this at all. I'm really trying to understand what. Look, crack did come into the black communities. It devastated the black communities. We know that it did. And it also started affecting the white communities as well and other communities. And we talk about the drug wars and how it has impacted, low income communities. This is a real thing. And don't ever think for a second that because I don't agree with the way that the people characterize this, especially on the left side of the aisle, doesn't mean that I don't understand the realities of the effects of some of these things that happen. And I've done debates on this with other people who think totally different about me, and we can agree on certain fundamental facts and still come to a different conclusion. And we have to talk about those things and figure it out. But like, it's so much here, man. I could do an hour breaking down this, but this is my original reaction. I'm giving you the best that I can, man. But this is amazing.
Plan. They put us in the ghetto, gave us HIV and crack. If I was black, I'd hate America, appropriate my character, and sell it to Caucasians who wish they were from our area.
All right, now what he's speaking on that is there are black people who feel as if white people are stealing parts of their culture and repackaging it and making a profit out of it, not giving credit to where it is due, and therefore they're actually appropriating their culture. I'm not a big fan of this cultural appropriation, you know that, but at the same time, there are people who think like this, and I'm trying to give you an insight into their mindset, and I think that's exactly what Tom Macdonald was trying to do in this song, because I'm already 2 minutes in and he's still going on as if he was one of these blacks who believe this. So I have to say with 100% honesty here that I know people like this, and I know a lot of people who think like this, and it's not unfair to say that this is not a true mentality that's going on in the black community.
If I was black, I wouldn't give a fuck about the greater good. My grandma can't afford a rent. Y'all gentrified our neighborhood.
Now, as far as gentrified the neighborhood, I got to stop on that and point out something. People talk about that they want the black communities and the ghettos, the projects, where these black people actually grow up in that. And I grew up in one of the projects. I come from that. And they say that they want to uplift these places. They want to get them good grocery stores, and they want to get them good resources that they can actually be better. But the problem with that is when you start to do all of those things, then it draws attention and traction from other people doing well off, which usually is white people who can afford to do these things. And there are black people who come in and also play a part of this, and other races as well, the Indians, the Chinese, it happens. And then they come in here and then they start to move into these places because they built them up and it's a nicer place to stay. But what happens is it raises the rent and it raises the prices to live there and for those goods, and those people can no longer sustain to live there if they don't have any source of income to continue to live in that area, which pushes them out. Now there has to be an issue with that, because for one, you can't say that you want your community to be improved, but it also brings more attention and traction there, which causes you not to be able to stay in that community. But also, you don't want to stay in that community in that condition. What do we do about that? There's a conversation to be had about that we have to focus on. And I'm willing to have that conversation with plenty of people. And maybe one day I will bring on a guest and we have that discussion. And I got some good ideas on that. And we'll just get into that another time.
About the greater good. My grandma can't afford a rent. Y'all gentrified our neighborhood. Our lives matter. So stupid. Y'all hijacking our movement.
All lives matter. That's stupid. Y'all hijacking our movement. All right, so let's speak on Black Lives Matter for a second. There are two different things about Black Lives Matter. There's the Black Lives Matter organization, and then there are the people who support Black Lives Matter, the movement. Those things are two totally different things. And then there are Black Lives Matter chapters within the whole Black Lives Matter movement who disagree and agree on a wide variety of issues and in different cities and different locations. And they're pushing for different demands in their own city and their own states. And we have to try not to look at it as a black and white issue, but also at the same time, Black Lives Matter was a bad marketing scheme. Whoever came up with it, it was not well thought out, and I don't think it was meant to be. I think it was meant to be a hashtag, and it gained momentum, and people got behind it, but it wasn't a very good marketing scheme or a way to move forward. So now you have the rebuttal is all lives matter, and which is a fundamentally true statement. All lives do matter, but they're saying that, well, we know that all lives matter, but we're specifically focusing on Black Lives Matter because Black lives are the ones that are being sacrificed. Now we get into the statistics and we talk about and focus on the fact that everything is not as Black Lives Matter makes it seem. And there are a large percentage of talking points that are overlooked that we have to focus on if you want to actually fix the problem that you claim that there is. And for the life of me, everything can't be about bumper sticker slogans, because at the end of the day, it doesn't offer real solutions. So if you want people to just bow down and accept all of the conclusions that you came to without any pushback, that's not going to happen. But at the same time, we can be compassionate and understand that these people are hurting, and we got to figure out how we can reach them and how we can fix the problems that do need to be fixed. So we have to be able to properly diagnose the problem. Oh, woo. I'm sorry, y'all, I'm preaching, but this is what I do on my show.
Y'all gentrified our neighborhood. Our lives matter, so stupid. Y'all hijacking our movement. Black lives matter because we losing. Innocent youth, the police shootings.
We're not losing, yo. I don't really feel like Black people in 2021 are losing. I really don't. What we're doing is taking a few cases and we're amplifying it to make it seem like that's the reality for all Black people in America. And it's not true. But this song is tight, yo. This song is tight. And like I spoke about other things about Black wealth in America, and it's so many different factors that we can look into to prove that the narrative that they're pushing is not as true as they say it is. And we have to be able to honestly speak about it. Go, Tom.
Y'all hijacking our movement. Black lives matter because we losing. Innocent youth, the police shootings. If I was Black, the only role models I'm shown is the rich Black rappers pushing guns and drugs and hoes.
That is a problem. I mean, yes, we have Black politicians, we have Black lawyers, we have Black judges, we have Black everything, plumbers, truckers, you name it. There are a lot. But for some reason, the only ones that we seem to uplift are the ones who are basketball players and hip hop artists, and especially when it comes to the hip hop artists and the gangster rap particular, because there are hip hop artists who are putting out positivity, but they nowhere near get the amount of publicity or attention as some of the gangster rappers. And you can name a handful of few who do get that amount of publicity, but it's still overwhelmingly shadowed by the gangster hip hop artists. Why is that? Why is that? And it needs to stop.
Yeah, hey, y'all won't say it to my face. In the circles, you feel safe. Y'all been using words they made for us when we were slaves. Hey, wait, whoa. I know that was long ago. If I was Black, I'd want my reparation money paid. If I was
reparations for, now I want to point something out when it comes to the reparation argument, because we spoke about it earlier. Reparations is unrealistic. For one, there are Black people who are descendants of slave owners. There have been Black people who own slaves as well, and they are, some of the descendants are still walking around here. Majority of white people did not own slaves. Majority of white people were poor or did not had to work as well, or didn't. They weren't slaves. Of course, they wasn't slaves, but they were indentured servants, and they were poor as well. But also, you got to keep in mind that some of us are mixed with white. Some of us have been mixed here and there, and we can't necessarily pinpoint who suffered the most and who is actually the true affected directly by slavery. So to say to get what you deserve, who gets more, who gets less, and at some point it becomes absurd because you can't really quantify it. Now, in cases, if they would have done this before, when the slavery first ended, when they could actually find the people who were really affected by slavery and done reparations, I would have been 100% for it. If they would have done it when they could have actually traced this and tracked this and figured it out to an exact science, I'd have been 100% with it because it was necessary and it was needed. But we live in today's time, and that train then left the station. So we have to figure out something else for those people affected. And I say, let's help people who need help, not focused on race or not focused on anything other than that. If you need help, let's figure out what's the best method to help you without tearing down the country or destroying our institutions.
Oh, I know that was long ago. If I was Black, I'd want my reparation money paid. If I was Black, I'd take the police, I'd take the whole clan, I'd put holes in their sheets. If I was Black, I would gold on my teeth. So if you think I'm broke, you will know when I speak. If I was Black, it's my face on it.
Man, listen, this might be my favorite Tom Macdonald song. I like Best Rapper Ever. That was dope. But this one, I have to go back and listen to Best Rapper Ever. But this one right here, everything's perfect. Everything's perfect. The visuals, the beat is tasty. Oh man. It's one of those things that I can throw it on in the morning. If it's hot outside, cold outside, I can wear it everywhere because this beat is so nice. And when it comes to the lyrics and the message, I think Tom is really capturing something here, a mindset. And I think the fact that he did it, this might be his boldest song yet, in my opinion. It might be, from that I reacted to.
Think I'm broke, you will know when I speak. If I was black, it's my face on a T, R.I.P. underneath, on my name next to free. If I was black, I would die in these streets just for speaking my mind because I had a dream. If I was black, you'd attack when I say I'm proud because you're mad that you ain't allowed.
Yeah, that's a funny thing right there. You know, they say black power, black pride, but yet white power has been associated with the KKK, the neo-Nazi movement, whereas black people, when they say black power or black pride, they mean it in a positivity way to uplift black voices and to make them equal with white people, versus when white people said it is to keep down the black man. And that's the stigma that's attached to those two different words. I personally would prefer if nobody used the word black pride or black power. I think that defining your power based on your race is idiotic. It makes no sense biologically. It makes no sense ethically or morally. And we have to be able to overcome this type of mindset of division. And two wrongs don't make a right. So I think at the end of the day, it's always a marketing thing. You can have the good intentions and the good motive, but if you package it the wrong way, people will not want it sitting at their front doorstep. It's just got a lot of work to do, people. We got a lot of work to do.
You attack when I say I'm proud because you're mad that you ain't allowed. If I was black, y'all ever tried to take me down, one fist in the air, I would stay my ground. If I was black, I'd take the police, I'd take the whole clan, I'd put holes in their sheets. If I was black, I put gold on my teeth, so if you think I'm broke, you will know when I speak.
I really want to know the mindset of Tom Macdonald when he made this song. I really want to understand what he was thinking about when he wrote it, when the idea came to his mind, because for the life of me, not only is it bold, but it really touches a sensitive spot, because I'm somebody who don't agree with most of the messages in this song, and I'm pretty sure Tom Macdonald doesn't either. So the question, it puts me in a tough situation to actually ask myself, what am I watching? What am I actually experiencing here? What are the messages that I'm supposed to take from this? I do my best to try to extract the message that is being put in here to try to bring it to you in the most honest light and to give you some insight on what's going on. And I think that's what Tom is trying to do as well. But at the end of the day, I'm still trying to understand how he turns this around and justify it.
Black, I put gold on my teeth, so if you think I'm broke, you will know when I speak. If I was black, it's my face on a T, R.I.P. underneath, on my name next to free. If I was black, I would die in these streets just for speaking my mind because I had a dream. If I was black.
Video by Renova. All right, time to give it a ranking. Y'all. Now listen, it's deep. All right, been going on over 30 minutes now, so let's make it quick. All right, when it comes to the beat, 10 out of 10. The beat, nasty. What I might do is I might actually take that beat and I might write something to it myself, because I love that beat. It's nasty, and I just want to write something and enjoy it myself. So I'll do that for my own little personal side project. 10 out of 10. When it comes to the message and the lyrics, all right, this is a tough one for me. The lyrics, 10 out of 10. Killed it, murdered it, just dissected it. I don't really understand the message as well. I did the best that I could to extract from it because I know Tom's position and I know him based on the other music that I listen to. If I was listening to this in a vacuum and I didn't know anything else about Tom Macdonald, I would be hella confused and I would not really understand what's going on unless I was one of those black people who thought like that. And I would assume that Tom Macdonald was a social justice warrior type mindset. I'm just being honest with you on that. When it came to the visuals, 10 out of 10. This visuals was awesome. The black guy standing behind him, the raising of the fist, wearing the black outfits, the glasses, just the different scenery. I mean, his head on the black man's body, everything matched up with the song, and it really played well with each other. So this song, I give it the same ranking as I would have given it best rapper ever. This is a 10 out of 10 song all around the board. Thank y'all so much for listening, man. And just before y'all go, if y'all want to, y'all can buy some Javier book bags. I put the link in the description below. One of my subscribers made some Javier book bags, and I really wish that y'all would go over there and support him. And this is the book bag right here, and you can get that. It's very nice. It says peace and glory at the top. The first 20 got a signature on it. So those first 20 have already been sold. I'm sorry, you won't get the signature on it, but if it hasn't, you will get the signature on it. But check it out. Definitely go support each other, because that's important, and it's important to all of us. We have to support each other. With that being said, thank y'all so much for watching. Till next time, everybody, peace and glory. Be peaceful and be great. I'm out.
1 in a million to one villain. Too hot to be in the kitchen. I'll end up melting the ceiling.